As we begin this time of Advent waiting, as we begin our liturgical year anew, we begin already with the end in mind. We start by considering the Lord's coming in glory at the end of the age. And I couldn't help but think, as I was listening to the readings about all the storms and tempests, back to Hurricane Bob, Rhode Island, I think it was 1991, just finishing high school in seminary, and we were working on remodeling a school off in Rhode Island. It's the only time I was there was on that job, and most everybody had left, but just a handful of us seminarians stayed behind to put plywood on the windows and to make sure everything was okay. But since we were 18, 19, 20 years old, it's possible that when the storm rolled in, we were in the kitchen with the kitchen door wide open, propped open so that we could watch the storm blowing through as trees were like ripped out of the ground. And it was just a powerful, incredible sight. But I also remember as the storm rolled through with all of this power and glory, that all of a sudden a calm came over everything. And I'd always heard stories of the eye of the storm, but it was a great moment of calm and peace before the winds started whirling and ripping again. And I couldn't help but think that this Advent moment, these weeks leading up to Christmas, the celebration of the Lord's birth, that they are in these tumultuous end times, just the eye of the storm, a moment of respite that we're invited to take, an acknowledgement of the Lord's presence, even as we look longingly for his coming. I was thinking also this week of those cartoons that regularly return, a regular trope in the funnies, of the old man on Wall Street with the sign that says, "The end is near," or "Repent," or something like that. Recently, maybe a couple of years ago, I saw that same trope, but on the sign, it didn't say, "The end is near," it said, "We're only just beginning." And I think that there is some strong truth, some liturgical and end times truth in that saying, that these end times in which we live, already unfolding, are very young, just a couple of thousand years old. And there is so much left to do. And our Advent longing, our Advent waiting, isn't just about sitting back and seeing what will happen. It's the longing and waiting actively of one who is working with the Lord for this unfolding of the kingdom. This is a time of work, not a time for laziness, which allows me to bring in, as I promised, a certain 6-year-old girl from St. Catherine of Siena School right outside of Chicago, who made me promise to work her joke into my homily, and I will, because it's very important to know which is the laziest of all the vegetables. And if you're not quite sure, she would tell you that it is the couch potato. And there is no room in our Advent preparation for couch potatoes. None at all. There is only room for us, with longing and hard work, to embrace this kingdom that unfolds before us, to seek the Lord's coming, to recognize him as he comes. This is a work of great love that will take us through our warm eye of the storm Christmas celebrations, but they will also take us through to the great kingdom of the Father's love.